is Cuan Jacques. I'll spell it for you, not because I think you're thick, but it is part of the joke. It's C-U-A-N for Cuan and Jacques, which is J-A-C-Q-U-E-S. And it has caused me untold horrors throughout my life. I'm a teacher. When I put it on the board, my name kind of came up on the board, and they're like, "Sir, what are you, some sort of Peruvian gangster?" No, I'm just a scumbag from Chesterfield. It did take my grandfather-in-law 12 years to stop calling me Kieran. And eventually, he got it right. But then he died. And I do think the effort probably killed him off. One of the most notable kind of confusions, I just always remembered at school, when it came to the register, the teacher would always then stop after Stephen Hudson, who was the lad before me, and he'd just wait for an awkward silence, wondering how the fuck am I supposed to say his name? And he'd just be like, Cuan Jacque. Cuan Jacque. But one of the most notable kind of confusions came in 1997, my very first year at university. And we were tasked with sending an email to our tutors. So now, Gen Z, you will have no clue of the horrors we had to face back in those days. Dial-up internet, no such thing as Google, we had to ask Jeeves. But also, we then had Pegasus email, one of Bill Gates' very first email programs. So, typed my little email, click send. Did it send? No, it didn't, because this is technology, it's the future. So we did an automatic spell check. Word not recognised, Q. So it's an unusual name. Suggested alternative. Cunt. Fuck you, Bill Gates. Or, as my spell check likes to call him, bitch a good mask. So, my name was the very first thing that my mum and dad bestowed upon me. My mum said, and I love you, mum. My dad, he was a glorious motherfucker. And he was really mischievous and really, really naughty. And he had a great big beard, glasses, always smoked a pipe, and looked a little bit like Harold Shipman. I have been assured by my mum he didn't murder quite as many pensioners. But he was a mischievous kid, he was a bugger of a man. And he used to get up to all sorts, just to give you a flavour of the guy. We had dogs as kids, we always had dogs, we had Dalmatian, we had a mixed breed. But I remember growing up and being a baby, and we had Labradors. And the Labrador was called Tard. And I love the Labrador stuff. I'm a proud kind of playing with the Labrador. The Labrador was amazing. It was only a couple of years ago I found out that Tard wasn't actually called Tard, was it? No. Tard was short for bastard. What sort of man calls a child a dog bastard? That would be my dad. Cheers, Dad. And then as a kid, I was growing up, I was in the Crucible Youth Theatre, and we did a whole host of really pretentious, frankly unwatchable plays at the Crucible. And there was one play that we did called The Sleeper of the Dark Earth. It was set in 1830s Wales, and it was like about body swapping. And I was in it, and I hadn't got a fucking clue what it was about. And in the bar afterwards, at the start of this festival, so there were loads of kind of arty folk around with their beards and their kind of cocktails, sipping the kind of things. And afterwards in the bar, they're all kind of stroking their beards and like, yeah, really spoke to me on an esoteric level, really got to me, it was really emotional, yeah, loved it, darling. In my dad course, what the fucking hell was that all about? I said, Dad, not in front of him, no, I missed the fucking bill for this shit. Cheers, Dad. I did another play as well, in the studio. If you know the studio, the kind of seats come down onto the stage. And my dad had a mess. One of the benefits of this was we got free parking, but it was also allowed in film, so we got a front row seat, right on the edge of the stage. Now, it was a really kind of, again, pretentious kind of piece of play about the horrors of war. I was just an extra in it, and I kind of was supposed to die, and then just like land on the floor, and then be a corpse for the entire rest of the play, while this very pious and serious monologue went on. Of course, you'll know exactly where I landed, didn't you? Right at the feet of my dad. And he had crutches because he was on MS, he had MS, and as the climax of the play, this Barbara Adagios just playing to kind of really add to the emotion. And then this little glint happened in my dad's eye, and he just started giggling. And as we go, he starts chapping me with his fucking crutch all the way through. Feedback from that one, loads better in the bar. All the potential people, yeah, really move me. My dad, great good fun that, wasn't it, son? Cheers, Dad. Not quite the point, but there we go. As his MS got worse, he then took to a mobility scooter, but it did not hamper his sense of adventure. And he took to his bit, he thought he was a 4x4 off-roader. Off he fucked. And we had to do work experience visits from school. And I had a kid in year 10 who was at the fisheries in the village where mum and dad live in. So I thought, kill two birds with one stone, go and see the kid, go and have a cup of tea with mum and dad. Perfect. I arrive at the fisheries, and this poor kid is absolutely sopping wet. I go, what the hell has happened to you? He's like, well, sir, this absolute idiot on a mobility scooter saw some mushrooms on the bank of the river, and he went down after it, and he went straight in the bloody river. I go, oh shit, did he have a beard? Yes, sir, yeah, did glasses? Yes, sir, yeah. Did he smoke a pipe? Yeah. He went to bloody send me back in to get his pipe after I got in. Did he look a little bit like Harold Shipley? Yes, sir, do you know him? Yeah, not a clue, sorry. So, in the end, it wasn't MS that finished my dad off, it was lung cancer, and it was all that puffing on his smoke, on his pipe. And his last day on earth, and he asked my mum, get your brothers down, I need to see the boy. So we gathered around, rushed to be by his bedside, and we gathered around, and we're holding his hands, a bedside vigil for him. And my mum asks, is there anything else I can get for you? Is there anything else you want to say? And I'm expecting some sort of heartfelt, Richard Curtis, beautiful moment. It's just going to kind of stay with you forever. Like I've always loved you, I'm so proud of you. Seize the next one, go on and work hard. So my mum says to him, is there anything else I can get you, darling? And my dad says, yes. Can you sit on my cock? Now I hope to fuck he was talking to my mum. If you do have a drink, ladies and gents, if you could raise a glass to my dad, cheers, Dad. I have